Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ancient Egypt. And my continuing Let's Play, Bayek's continued adventures. Right now in the region of Alexandria, the outskirts of Alexandria. Where we're playing through the game without a HUD on hard difficulty. So we finished some side quests last episode, so now I reckon we will head back to Alexandria and meet with Aya and see where we go from there. Hello, buddy.
Whoa. Whoa.
So night is falling.
Whoa.
Over Alexandria.
Whoa. Move! Move! They're behind me there. Whoa. Ha! Yeah. Whoa.
Alright, we need more ability points. No, I've said it before, but I really like the skybox in this game. It's just gorgeous.
Whoa.
And there's another convoy. God damn it.
Your time has come.
That was poor.
Give me time to get clear. Whoa. The neb is hit.
Right, that should take care of it.
Whoa. Yeah.
Let's see. I have quite a bit of wood. We're missing our furs, basically.
Clear!
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Beautiful night. There's the hippodrome on our left, where we went racing.
Whoa. Whoa.
Here is the entrance to Alexandria. The eastern entrance, I should say.
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
Out of the way! Get out of my way!
I'm not in your way.
Yeah.
Ούτε πόποτε ώρα κάτι αυτή αφρονία.
Κεραυναίων δια, τίον τούτου έστι.
Clear the way! Ιδιώτης ανθρώπων, ούκ έχει πέρας. Move! Now!
Whoa.
It's a beautiful temple right there.
Yeah. Son of a... What are you doing?
Stay there, you.
Yeah, this is where
Clear the
we'll
way!
take the left. See, this is what keeps annoying me is the game just keeps spawning patrols en masse. Like, there's one, there's one.
Whoa.
It's just everywhere, man. It can never be like one patrol.
Move! Do it!
And for the rare moments when there is only one, it'll just spawn a second one, like, immediately. Out of nowhere.
Move!
Whoa.
Now!
Yeah.
Κυρίων δεμένην σε.
Τι πράττει.
Κεραυναίων δια, τίον τούτο έστι. Α!
Yeah, yeah.
Θεοί της δοκή. Πώς είπα.
Whoa.
Well, we've got the Philakita
Yeah.
is here.
Ωρό καλός. Είναι αποθανήν πολέμου χρήσαστε.
Της μέιζονος αφροσύνης.
Τι συμβάν, παιδες. Λέξον, λέξον.
Ο Ιβ αρχευμένον έσχεται.
Yeah.
Alright, Camel. I'm gonna sit you here, park you there, and head off to see my wife.
Ωρό καλός. Αλόγων είναι αποθανήν πολέμου χρήσαστε. Πού ένθατε.
Ποπό.
Και στον μία σου είδε πόποτε επιλαμβάνομαι. Ευχαρίνε.
Μανίαν γαντάραξεν. Τι πράτην.
Up there, I would think.
Τον γητίον γαλπάσει ορακάν του. Πολλά και στην ωρό καλός. Είναι αποθανήν. Στρατό εν χρέν ήξαστε. Ού ένθεδε.
Don't mind me. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your little intimate moment there.
My dearest.
The snake, Gennadios, are dead. It was Eudorus. He died flailing in the baths.
I wish I had been there.
My wife. My wife.
D.
Hey, I was wondering if I should pull you out. Your adrenaline and BP are elevated, and it's affecting your heart rate and hormonal markings. Serotonin and oxytocin in particular. What happened in there?
Aya's here.
Who's Aya?
My ex-wife. I could feel her nearby.
You can feel her? Pretty sure that's the bleeding effect. Along with Bayek's memories, you're also experiencing his emotions.
No, you dork. I think she's actually in this cave. Spouses usually share the same tomb.
A second mummy? We should really report to Abstergo.
Maybe after I find Aya.
I'm gonna call it in if you don't.
Deanna, no! If you do their well, get no credit. They'll cut me out like always.
Okay.
There.
What is it?
The bleeding effect is leading me to Aya.
Oh, great. More fuel for your superhero complex.
Hey, that one's new. That wasn't here before.
Still haven't found Aya. No more painkillers left.
So, Miss Marvel, did you find what you're looking for yet?
I know Aya's here.
Alright, I get it. You want us to go down here. And this is the part
Haven't found Aya.
that a lot of the other guys on the podcast didn't like.
She's down there. My turn for a leap of faith.
And I don't particularly mind all that much.
You're in no condition to do any leaping?
Damn, that's cool. Still haven't found Aya.
So, Miss Marvel, did you find what you're looking for yet?
No, I
Aya's
didn't.
here.
And you don't have to keep spamming me with the same messages. Okay, we need to climb up here, but for some reasons you won't climb up. Okay. So I guess this is it.
I was right, she's here.
There you are, thank God.
I can almost taste the blood.
Okay, you're making less and less sense, Leela. We need to report.
Not yet.
Not yet? So when?
Well, I can't chew my way out of here.
No, she did. Okay.
What are you doing now?
My mistake.
Climbing. and it's hard, so... Scuti, will you?
Fine. Let me know when you get to the top.
That slide seemed a bit unnecessary. Right, let's go for the jump.
I'm going back in.
Why?
I took a DNA sample from Aya. I want to see her memories.
Look, I get that you're excited, but the more risks we take, the worse things could go for us.
It's my dream on the line here. Let me do this my way. Adding Aya's DNA to the chamber.
It'll take time to sequence. You won't be able to sync with her memories right away. Layla, something else you should know. Since you're mixing gene sequences in an uncontrolled manner, the transition between memories will likely be unpredictable.
I'm comfortable with unpredictability.
Yeah? Well, I'm worried.
You always are. One bar. No, half a bar.
Let's see, what have we got? Field guide. Standard procedures requires both members of a tactical historical team to signal without further delay any changes occurring in an ongoing mission. Changes in deployment, operations, methodology, timing, person of interest, and/or expected results need to be communicated and approved by proper channels both through central dispatch and internal memo. Unauthorized action is to be considered only in the face of imminent danger, or facing the threat of permanently compromising an operation by losing crucial data beyond our means of historical recovery. In the field, at all times, standard issue material. Portable Animus. 2 high-performance laptops. Portable inverter generator. 4 5-gallon gas cans, subject to vary with mission. 1 thermoelectric cooler with rations. Facultative for most urban setting operations at team's discretion. 1 4-wheel drive SUV 5.7-liter V8 with 6,900 pound towing capacity. Equivalent will be supplied if Abstergo issue vehicles are not available or if abroad with no access to Abstergo's float. 1 standard issue pharmaceutical kit, complete with certified chemical set, auto-injector, cannula, and defibrillator. Portable Animus FAQ. How to use. How to help. 1. How do I adjust the Portable Animus' settings? Don't. Under no circumstances should this equipment be tampered with. The technician must connect to the instrument using the approved procedure only. Their vital signs will then be monitored by the medical officer, either locally or remotely. According to the readings, the medic may suggest course corrections and/or best use of the medical equipment made available in the standard issue pharmaceutical kit to ensure the health and safety of the Animus user. 2. What is the procedure in case of power failure? In circumstances where the portable Animus cannot be connected to a standard power supply, the generator provided in the technician's equipment offers 5-day autonomy of use with the standard supply of gasoline. If at any time power source shortages or failures are observed during Animus use, it is the duty of the medical officer to notify the technician or to terminate Animus activities until a reliable power supply can be found. The Animus includes a failsafe that prevents serious physical harm to the user. Transfer of rights. Legal disclosure of intellectual property rights while in the field. Disclaimer. Abstergo Industries owns or retains all the rights to all intellectual property and data that may stem from the activities of a member of any HTT, both on and off duty. The term intellectual property applies to patents, patent applications, inventions, internet activity, archaeological and historical discoveries, genetic exploration, and memories and abilities acquired as a result of the Animus bleeding effect. The term also broadly applies to medical information, DNA sequencing, data, databases, registrations, and procedures or techniques discovered through use of the Animus. Unauthorized disclosure of any or all of the previously aforementioned items is strictly forbidden and can result in employee termination. Roles and responsibilities. Who does what in the field? Historical Research Division teams are composed of 2 Abstergo operatives. The efficiency of each team is based both on excellence of individual skill sets and on the successful integration of these skill sets into a functional whole. Medical Officer conducts genetic, chemical, composite, geological analysis of artifacts, person of interest. Ensures the health and safety of both team members. Assesses personnel activities that may harm the success of an operation in progress. Provides chemical and pharmaceutical support to artifact person of interest as required. Monitors the technician's Animus readings and provides appropriate support. Technician. Oversees tracking and extraction of artifact person of interest. Access the Animus if required. Provides necessary technical support for the operation. Acts as primary point of contact for central dispatch. Prepares operations reports. Field briefing. To Lila Hassan and Deanna Geary. Historical Tactical Team, Lila Hassan and Deanna Geary, scheduled departure October 22nd, 2017, 6:05 p.m. from Philadelphia to HBE on flight FUS 1011 through LHR. Assignment: locate and recover artifact of high interest in Qatar Depression. Forecasted location of uploaded coordinates. Unidentified cave, grotto, hollow, geological formation. Team is to work remotely with technician on premises and medical officer stationed at fixed accommodation location. If found, the artifact is to be swiftly retrieved and taken back to HBE. Contact John Kane in London for paperwork and travel arrangements. Fully stocked rental vehicle will be made available at Hangar 3C upon arrival in HBE. Present voucher and valid identification for release. Accommodation information will be uploaded to vehicle's GPS. Let's see, bag notes. This is amazing. Wow. Good thing the Animus comes loaded with beta blockers, or my head would be pounding. D keeps fussing over my numbers like a little old granny, but holy shit, what a trip. It's like being high on sand and history books. Better start lifting some details about these history dice before I babble on for 3 more pages. I could. List stuff. The civil war between Cleopatra and Ptolemy the 13th. Front row seats. Never was that much of a history buff, but I'm starting to get it now. This is going to be something. And, gushing again. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. A bit more seriously though, that hidden blade ritual. I remember some of that from the documents I technically never read at all. Nope sir, not little old me. It all seems pretty related to Altair ibn La'ahad. Altair ibn La'ahad. And the whole blade of the assassin thing. I bet you that particular ritual the files described originated from the Egyptian one I just witnessed. Lifted. The snake is dead. They think they killed everyone responsible for Khemu's death. Aya and Bayek. They're trying to move on from their son's death, but they're also totally into getting vengeance. The latter isn't going to help with the former. Also, I can't help but think the sharks are going to keep getting bigger. Yeah, I'm just going to talk to myself out loud and gush some more. Alright, let's check out the Gone files. Might as well do that while we're here. Right. The Gone files. What the hell, Abstergo? Over the years, I've seen my share of crazy shit at Abstergo. Broken promises, backstabbing, obscure HR procedures, false pretense. You see that in every corporation. But people, all key players, leaving or disappearing or dying in mysterious circumstances. It's right out of a conspiracy theory movie. Sometimes there's not a word from higher management, just like that person was never here in the first place. At other times we get a lame-ass excuse that smells of bullshit. When I think about the people that left, when I think about how Abstergo dealt with their departure, something just doesn't add up. I knew some of them. They weren't the kind of people who just quit to accept a job next door for a salary bump. I'm missing something. What is it? What really happened to those people? Did their disappearance have more meaning than management would like us to believe? Abstergo, if I could open you with a 2x4 screwdriver to find out what's behind that nice and shiny facade of yours. I asked Letitia England about it once. I made a vague reference to Subject 17, and she sharply answered, to keep my stuff and stay out, to keep to my stuff and stay out of it. Those are the exact magical words you don't want to have with me. Just ask my dad. Alan Rickon. The coroner never had time to properly examine Rickon's body. Abstergo must have managed to get it back. Why did they want the corpse back so soon? Was there something they did not want the coroner to know? They put on quite the ceremony for the funeral, but they could have waited a few days. It's not like he was going anywhere. I went through Case Fisher's files, and the guy does have a few bruised post-mortem reports, but nothing on Rickon. Preliminary report conducted by Deepty Sullivan. Medical cause of death, lack of oxygen, and aspiration of blood. Marks and wounds. Blade damage to the trachea. Horizontal incision of the neck. Victim suffered blow to the head, post-mortem right side, possibly due to the fall of the body to the ground. Right hand shows slight ante-mortem burn. Patterns from unknown origin. That's the night Alan Rickon died. No one I know was invited to that assembly. Not that I would have gone anyway. Too gilded for my taste. But still, what was the ceremony for? And what really happened that night? In your attendance we trust. Dr. Alan Rickon addresses the assembly, Grand Templar Hall, London, December 14th, 2016, at 9 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, seems like he ran into an assassin, Mr. Rickon. The media reported Rickon's death as a gas leak accident. I was able to corroborate the operation with emergency services and the fire brigade, but the information I found on the gas pressure levels that night showed that they were pretty stable. Something doesn't add up. What is it with Abstergo's higher-ups and unfortunate incidents, anyway? The Channel, London Metro. Gas leak shuts down West End London district. Emergency services are still evacuating hundreds of people after a severe gas leak was reported in Holborn this evening. The incident occurred at about 9 p.m. A 35-centimeter cordon has been put in place. At least one fatality was reported. A man named Alan Ricken. Email to Sophia Ricken. Sophia, I've just seen the news about your dad. Please, let me know you're okay. I know you had to be there too. They're still evacuating people from the district, and honestly, that gas leak story seems like the worst cover-up I've heard in a long time. I know you told me to stop the emails, but tonight, I really need to know. Are you okay? Layla. Isabelle Adam. Abstergo took a full year to replace Isabelle. Alvaro Grammatica oversaw the operations here in the meantime. Simon Hathaway was a strange choice. I always thought Ricken and Grammatica never really appreciated his work, but he must be doing something right. After all, he's still here, and he's not dead. Yet. Friends, it is with great pleasure that I announce today the nomination of Mr. Simon Hathaway as head of Abstergo Industries' Historical Research Division. He will be assisted by Mrs. Victoria Bibot. Although almost a year has passed since Miss Andon's unfortunate incident, we are confident that our long search has turned up the perfect candidate to pilot the future of the division. Mr. Hathaway presented me some innovative hypotheses which could shake up the direction of the division. I ask you to assist him in any way possible so that we can make his vision a success for us all. Submitted by Alan Ricken, Chief Executive Officer. Isabelle Adam found something, and Grammatica went through a lot to make sure the email was destroyed. 80,000 years ago, strange architectural shapes and humanoids. What on earth is she talking about? And where is the Standish sample today? Alvaro, I hope you're sitting down. Redacted was extracted from the Standish sample last week. The total video we have amounts to barely 2.7 seconds at 60 frames per second, with a total of redacted memories. But even with this obscure sample, I'm already getting butterflies. Redacted. I pulled one frame from the video to show you how mangled the data is. But even at this quality, some striking details emerge. Note the redacted figures a full 20 inches taller, on average, than the humanoids nearby. Redacted. The architecture looks like some combination of Sumerian, Egyptian, and Babylonian, but the metals they're using are redacted alloys. Elsewhere we see stranger architectural shapes. These structures have no modern precedent anywhere in the world, though the memory's geostamp gives us a location southwest of the redacted. Unfortunately, most of the geostamps on these images are confusing. Some point to a location in modern Jordan, some 80,000 years ago. Others to a few locations in redacted and Ethiopia. But so far, we haven't been able to nail anything down with much precision. Archive Crawler was not able to reconstruct clustered data with integrity. Reports on Adon's death. I know Abstergo well enough to suspect they weren't doing this out of charity. The Restoration gave historical research unprecedented access to Buckingham Palace. But what was Adon doing there? What was she looking for? They never told us what really happened to her, and, let's face it, the official version doesn't make any sense. What was so delicate that she couldn't send a team through normal channels? The Channel, London Metro. Prominent scholar electrocuted in Buckingham Palace. Renowned historian Isabelle Adam met an unlikely end while conducting restoration work in one of Buckingham Palace's newly reopened rooms. Wiring dating from the first electrification of the palace through the 1880s seems to be at the source of the incident. During World War II, many of the palace's 775 rooms were closed off for security reasons, and Abstergo's Historical Research Division just recently offered the Crown Estate to organize and oversee the Olivier Garneau. Olivier Garneau was alive and well in Chicago in 2014, even if his disappearance was reported way back in 2013. If his money trail is to be believed, he was dining alone in May 2014. Who on earth orders an extra country gravy? I'll admit, it's hard to know what's going on in this scene. From what I could tell from the CCTV footage, the plates matched Olivier Garneau's car rental, and it does look like him. But well, that's not his best angle, to say the least. It's all speculation, of course, because the official version is that he never made it to Chicago. But I know otherwise. Of course, that's a familiar character right there. So the question is whether this is just an Easter egg or an official acknowledgement that these games take place in the same setting. Desmond Miles found Subject 17's initial medical report after a team picked him up in New York City and flew him over to the Abstergo campus in Rome. He was fit and cleared for the Animus in September 2012, willingly collaborating in the project, and yet he was found dead 3 months later in a cave in upstate New York, apparently on the run. What happened to him? Why did he leave? Patient has no active complaints. No active distress. No prior history. Blood pressure normal, 112/78. Primary blood analysis. No significant traces of chemicals that could lead to neurological disorder. No indication that patient would be prone to neurosis. Unlike previous subjects, patient is psychologically stable. You are clear to proceed. Damien Saravakos. Abstergo had a thing for Desmond. They went for him specifically. A team was assigned to pick up a person of interest in September 2012 in Washington Square Park. They didn't even take him back to the Philly office. They flew him directly to Dr. Warren Vidic in Rome. If that's not some serious interest, I don't know what is. Dug these out from Case Fisher's files. Proof that Desmond's DNA found its way back to Abstergo after all. How did he die? And what's up with those burns on his arm? William Miles's final messages to his son Desmond. Miles Sr. was in Cairo when Abstergo found him. Looks like Subject 17 busted him out of our Italian facility a few days before he died. I know you think it's dangerous for me to head to Egypt on my own, and you're probably right. Wouldn't be surprised if Cross is already there. They're looking these things down left and right. But we don't have a lot of options. If there's a chance to grab the last power source, we've got to take it. I promise I'll be careful. I've been fighting these bastards since before you were born. Literally. They're going to be here soon. Trap me in this damn museum. Should have taken more precautions. I'm sorry, son. It wasn't fair for me to come down on you the way I did. You never asked for any of this, and I should have been more understanding. I hope you can forgive me. I love you. Security footage from Warren Vidic's office a few days before Subject 17's death. It's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure it's William Miles, Desmond's father. Why did Abstergo detain him? Alright, let's see. Let's check the mail. Leila Hassan to Sophia Ricken. Morning, Sophia. I spent the whole night looking at the sketches you sent me, and you're all looking at it the wrong way. If you really are thinking about a robotic arm for the Animus Aerie, then my only advice is this. Mark my words. Inverted 6-axis motion rig. You want to be able to give the subject some leeway, some sense of freedom, and yet allow the core of the machine to stay connected no matter what kind of crazy gymnastics your subject is performing. So make sure the hydraulic actuators are top-notch, nothing under 6000 ISP. You'll know just by listening to them. If they sound like a groom on the last night of his bachelor's bender, change them. They aren't worth your time, and they'll only obstruct your subject's movement. I assume this is in reference to the device, the Animus device in the movie that I haven't seen. Layla, from Sophia Ricken to Layla Hassan. You're looking at it the wrong way. Layla, just to make sure I understood you correctly, you are actually proposing that we suspend our subjects in mid-air by means of a large motorized mechanical device. I must have read your email 5 times just to make sure. At first, I thought you were joking, but I dropped the idea in Gabriel King's ear, our chief engineer here in Madrid, and his initial reaction was quite like mine until something changed in his smile. Let's say we were to consider a 6-action motion rig. This is all hypothetical, of course, but please, indulge me. Would there be any possible compatibility between this rig and the epidural bearing I showed you the other day? Could we ensure the stability of the needle and its positioning to the subject's backbone? I feel like I'm teetering on the frontiers of science and nonsense. It's crazy talk, but it's exhilarating crazy talk. S. From Isabelle Ardon to Layla Hassan. Hello, Layla. In light of recent events, I have no choice but, I think it should have been, to take appropriate disciplinary measures and request a performance improvement plan through operations. I know you barely just came back, but I feel it's better to do it now than to let things sour again. We'll put you in contact with a coach to help you deal with some of the issues you've been experiencing here. The results last time were encouraging, so perhaps we can resort to that strategy once again. Dr. Lees has even agreed to meet with you again, but rest assured we would be open to changing the coach if you so desire. You are bold, and your work here is appreciated, but the procedures in place are not only here to protect you, but also Abstergo. And if you can't give an ounce of care for your own safety, then perhaps you can show a little respect for the hand that feeds you. Work with us, Layla. That's all we're asking. Isabel. From Layla Hassan to Diana Geary. I need one of those. I just visited your online shop for the first time, and I must say you hide your cars pretty well, Miss Diana Geary. Who knew a poised and professional medical officer could have such a foul potty mouth? Needless to say, I'm buying a bunch of your cross-stitch patterns. I'm keeping some for me, but I'll also offer some of them around. I think you have the perfect one for Otto Berg. He keeps taking my parking space. Juhani Otto Berg to Layla Hassan. The day you get an assignment done properly is the day I might deign to consider your request. Now, you can place a formal complaint, but knowing how much you cherish procedures, I'll assume you probably won't even know where to look for the form. Also, I'm keeping your little cross-stitching gift. Even though it's offensive, the workmanship is quite spectacular. Juhani Otto Berg. From Layla Hassan to Sophia Ricken. Sophia? Hello? Don't leave me hanging here. Tell me, how's the work on the device progressing? Did you guys finally build a prototype? You can't just ask stuff and then shut me out. It doesn't work that way. Why can't you just fly me there? I mean, even if it's just a temporary position, something interim. Frickin' Abstergo janitor for all I care. I could help your team way better on location than through this cheap-ass, once-in-a-blue-moon email consultation. It makes me feel dirty every single time you do it, and I've told you how I felt before. Yet here we are again. Either you don't care, or this Eureka effect is getting you drunk on epiphanies. Think about it, Sophia. This is getting really frustrating. L. Layla Hassan to Sophia Ricken. Sophia, I just heard you guys are working on a portable version of the Aerie. Is that true? A portable Animus? How could you not tell me? How can you still send me some bland email asking seemingly innocent questions and then turn around and work on the most exciting friggin' machine ever, without even letting me in on it, while knowing it has my name all over it? Just who do you think I am? A fortune-telling machine? A secret little muse hiding in the shadows? Those were good for absence-soaked 19th century poets, and they all died of syphilis. Enough with the penny haikus of wisdom. I've given you all I have. My time, my brain power, my trust. And if that's not worth a place within your team, I'm not sure what is. L. From Layla Hassan to Simon Hathaway. Mr. Hathaway, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your kind words. I know, I'm not always the easiest person to work with, but sometimes you always seem to have the right words to diffuse. But somehow you always seem to have the right words to diffuse the situation. I really enjoyed our lunch last week, and your advice was more than welcome. Trust me when I say these are not words I'm used to saying. It shows that you have a genuine passion about what you are doing, and I really appreciate that. I had a small favor to ask. I swear, I wasn't buttering you up for this. I don't butter up people, ever. I was wondering if our HTT could be tasked with more person of interest type assignments. Not that I'm not enjoying the operations, but I could use some variety, and, who knows, it might help with my social skills improvement plan. Just something to think about. L. From Deanna Geary to Layla Hassan. Hey, Layla. Alan Rickon died while attending something he felt he had to wear a black cape to attend to. That's creepy, I know. And you're worried sick about Sophia. That's understandable. There's nothing on his daughter in the papers, or the Abstergo memos, so the fact that she's not answering doesn't mean she's in harm's way. Pretending your little tinkering project is helping you change your mind is bogus, and you know it. Why don't you come to my folks' place for the Christmas holiday? We'll celebrate whatever it is you wish to celebrate, including the famous secular tradition of not celebrating anything at all, if that's what works for you. My mom will cook some pumpkin pie, my dad will ask us why we won't shoot at rodents, and we'll eat a non-vegan breakfast in a dodgy casino before we spend the days outside snowmobiling. I love North Dakota, but it could sure use a bit of Layla Hassan. Say yes. It'll be good for both of us. D. You sure know how to make a girl happy. Rodents and a dodgy casino. I think I'll pass. There's nothing I want more than being with my little stone-cold crazy machine right now. I've just come up with an idea for the sequencer, and I can't get it out of my head. So far, it's only a sketch on a dirty placemat, so I have to get busy if I want to test it before I go into retirement, if that ever happens. Sorry I'm being an ass. It's a very nice offer, Dee, and I appreciate your concern, but I'll be fine. Don't worry, I always am. Besides, I promised Hathaway I'd complete my operation reports. I must be 10 or 12 behind. Most of them hardly have anything besides our names, and the mention, done. He told me they had to be completed before the end of the year, otherwise he would file a formal complaint to operations, which could mean more coaching from the mediator, and that is just pure torture. No, I like the guy, so I'll cut him some slack and get him his reports, before he gets to sing Old Lang Syne. L. If you say so. Let me know if you need any help with those reports. How about we get out of here and grab some takeout? You can show me the progress on your little project. I might have an idea for the dialysis unit. There we go. Where am I? Layla Hassan to Deanna Geary. D. Change of plans. I know you're waiting in your little hotel room in downtown San Francisco right now, and you think I'm heading towards the wharf. But you're wrong. I had an idea, and I'm about to board a flight for Tokyo. I'm on my way to Onagawa, Japan. Don't freak out. I know what I'm doing. Just be ready to pick up on your side in 24 hours or so. I'll need your remote assist. Cover me if dispatch calls in. L. From Deanna Geary to Layla Hassan. I got what you need. Hey Layla, I got what you asked for. I was able to get my hands on 4 of the drugs we discussed. It was easier than I thought it would be. Everybody has a price, and that includes doctors and lab assistants. I'll keep the immunosuppressant in the seal casing for now. Unless I get a sudden taste for muscles and large shoulders, in which case your steroids are all mine. I'm jesting, of course. Are you free Friday? Let's go to the movies or binge on some police procedural TV series. You know, so we can call out all the fake stuff they're doing. Talk to you later, D. From Layla Hassan to Deanna Geary. AMA. Hey D, allow me to copy-paste this glorious extract from my July 1st AMA. The internet is just like the ocean, you know. There are some really cool fish and reefs and sunken U-boats, but once in a while there are those trashed rubber duckies that crossed half the globe to gather in piles of useless rubbish, and no one knows how to get rid of them ever. LH. Hey, I'm Layla Hassan. Ask me anything. At Little Beto Liz. Hi there. Was wondering what's your favorite geek sound? Like, what sound do you love falling asleep to? LH. I love the clicking of my blue mechanical keyboard switches. They just have the most satisfying clicks ever. I think I would have slept like an angel in an early 1920s bullpen. All those typewriting clicks. At Scufflescobble. What's your favorite song, and what does it remind you of? LH. Easy. Overtime, Food by Rob Victoria. When I karaoke, it's the one song I have to sing every single time. It reminds me of the night I met them backstage at Madison Square Garden, back in 2000. I'm usually the one turning it up to 11, but that time I was so thunderstruck I could hardly move. At Scufflescobble. Pics or it didn't happen. LH. Pics happened, but there's no way they ever go public. From Layla Hassan to Deanna Geary. It's ready. Hey D, I wish this was an audio message so you could hear the nicer roar of the portable Animus. Everything seems to be in perfect order. The software is running, my vitals are showing perfectly, and all the tests are done. All the tests done on the DNA samples are turning up positive. I've combined some strange strands, and somehow the sequencer always returns a valid simulation to play. I haven't dared to go into any of them, not alone, not without you, and the Animus isn't ready for a live test either. Maybe I'm just buying time. But that combined strand of both you and Milton looks tempting. All in due time. All in due time. L. From Deanna Geary to Layla Hassan. It's ready. Regarding it's ready. Are you flipping insane? There's so much to yell about, I don't even know where to start. Milton's DNA? Really? Layla, how can you bring him into this? The poor guy, give him a break. I mean, you want to use Subject 17's DNA, fine, he's dead. But Milton? My Milton? You access his file to save his ass, and you think stealing his DNA profile at the same time is okay. I'll tell you once, my man is off limits. You erase the data, now. Oh, and yes, there was the second thing. Do not go in to your Animus. You're a whiz, and a genius, and a geek, and an engineer extraordinaire, but you're not insane. We don't know if it works. We don't know what it does, and we don't even know what kind of simulation it runs. Remember the story about Eileen Buck? Subject 0? The surrogate initiative? She was exploring other people's genetic memories and ended up dead with an effing fried brain. You're not toying with an Omega Animus, Layla. It's the real thing. And if you ever want to go in there, we'll need to take all the proper precautions. Please, Layla. I'd hate to see something happen to you. Just wait for me, okay? D. From Layla Hassan to Deanna Geary. Subject Egypt. Hey D, can you pack the sealed container with the immunosuppressants? Just in case, I know this. Just in case. I know the assignment states we're going after yet another artifact of high interest, but, well, you never know. What if there's something else? Can you imagine? This could be a chance to try out our version of the portable Animus in the field. I'm not talking about actually synchronizing it with a simulation. Well, I might, but I'm not. Really, I promise. But you never know. Maybe I'll just do a sequencing test if I find something. If. See? It's conditional. I'll repeat it one more time. If. Feel better? Time to pack. Still good for tonight? Drinks are on me. L. From Layla Hassan to Deanna Geary. Subject, what if? D. Wow. Why is my head still spinning? I barely had more than a few drinks. But I just thought of something. You know how the Animus sequences DNA to run simulations based on genetic memories? What if, and this might be the fifth old-fashioned talking here, what if we could actually find a way to do the same through inorganic matter? Sure, we'd be out of codons, but we'd still have molecular structures to deal with. I mean, it took years for Dr. Vidic to crack genetic memories, and once he got to them, he went nuclear on decoding them. What if he stopped too fast? What if isomers are packed with molecular memories? Okay, maybe moleculars are too big. Maybe we need to consider that the information might be stored deep down at the subatomic level. Why would memory latch uniquely on to organic molecules? I mean, I've seen stranger things, but somehow I just can't find any plausible reason why it wouldn't. I wish my middle-of-the-night emails were more about a date I just kicked out, or an obnoxious neighbor. Sorry, I guess you're stuck with me. Lucky girl, L. We have some pictures. That would be Layla as a kid. Layla disassembling and reassembling a phone. Layla with that band backstage, I would assume, in Madison Square Garden. Layla early in the morning. Layla at the airport. Pinball machine. And Layla at work. This doesn't really appear to be much of anything. I'm not really going to bother reading this, I don't think. But we do have some audio files.
So long, and thanks for all the fish, Berkeley. March 21st, 2006. The day Layla Hassan drops out of college. That's right, Professor Moore. I'm not finishing that Jane Eyre paper. I got a job, and I'm headed to Philly next week. This whole classroom thing, it's not for me. Mom and Dad are freaking out, but they'll accept it. I'll be working towards something real, making real money, and I'll be closer to home. Not that I'll visit any more often. Sophia promised there would always be a place for me at Abstergo, as long as I show them what I can do with a circuit board and a pair of pliers. Sure, I'll have to work my way up to a place on her special project, but that doesn't matter. It won't be long before she or her father, Mr. Alan Ricken, notices what I'm capable of and asks for my help on the Animus. I swear, I get more done reading the latest copy of Wired on the toilet than the rest of the guys do all day in the lab. I mean, the body band? Really? If people can't take a walk on their own, they aren't going to listen to a watch that tells them to do it either. This is all so pointless. I should just go back to... Wait. That's probably what the body band would tell me to do. What I should do is build something that will simultaneously blow people's minds and the doors off the Animus Project. Nothing at Abstergo Fitness is going to be big enough for that. I'm bored as hell. But there's nothing like boredom to stimulate creativity. Yep. I think the body band needs a little adjustment to its language processing program. The right decision always feels like home. My stuff's the same. My locker smells the same. It's like I never left. But I did. And I can never unlearn what I know now. How will it change my work at the Historical Research Division? Hard to say. All I know is that it will. Our Dom booked us a lunch. Nothing fancy. She wanted me to meet Deanna Geary, my new medical officer. She looks like she was born in the middle of a cornfield, but she seems okay. I can't believe she left homemade cookies on my desk. I don't know why I told her about getting stood up last weekend. I never talk about personal stuff at work. At least it seems like I can trust her. You need that to stay alive in the field. Too bad most of Abstergo's tactical units don't consider trust a priority. Aho, the portable Animus. No mention in the official credits, but all those emails, all those middle-of-the-night phone calls from Madrid, there's a lot of me in there. Sophia, if I'd known you just wanted to strip mine my brain and leave me in the dark, I never would have followed you. Go away! There's no candy here! Nothing in life is ever free. Ever. The Animus. I can tell. I know it wouldn't have worked without my advice. Just look how they did the heat sink, the VRMs, the high amperage rating by transistor. It was me who told them it would offset failure of the... What's this? Hello there, DNA reader module. Are you ringing my doorbell? Maybe there's some candy here after all. I've come to the conclusion that Sophia is shit at hiring staff. The entire Madrid facility. Ugh. How do they not see it? It would be so easy. You just have to parse the genetic memory input and work from smaller data pools. You could even process incomplete samples and still create a reliable model for high levels of synchronization. The reader module and the decryption software would need an update, but it's doable. Madrid's probably congratulating themselves just for getting this far. Meanwhile, I'm partying with some congealed veggie curry, 3 plasma screens, a disassembled Animus, and Raw Victoria's debut album on loop. It's hectic. Dee will be mad when she sees how I use Milton's DNA, but what did she expect when she asked me for help? I needed someone's genetic profile to test the Animus, and, well, his was right there. All in the name of science. I like morning briefings. They're short, minimal nonsense, and they have free coffee. No downtime this week. They're putting me and Dee on a plane to Alexandria 2 days from now. I don't get why Hathaway's in such a rush. We're being deployed to extract an artifact. If it were a person of interest, the push would make more sense. A person could be halfway across the world in a couple of hours. But an artifact that's been sitting around for 2,000 years, it's not going anywhere. An artifact of high interest. Heard that before. It always ends up being some crappy pottery shard or half an old book. My Animus runs on DNA, not tableware. It'll be strange visiting Egypt for the first time since 2013. Back then I went looking for my roots and found trouble instead. It's good that Dee's coming. She always keeps me from doing anything too stupid. Turns out the artifact of high interest is also a person of interest. A mummy. And a golden opportunity. I've informed Dee of some changes I'm making to our assignment parameters. She acted mad, but I know she's eager to see my Animus field tested. Abstergo won't mind. Well, they would if they found out, but they won't. Hathaway's intel was a disaster. They have no idea what's going on with this extraction. He'll take his fun and all, but that's not why I left Berkeley. If the Animus lets me ride DNA this old, if the reader can model the missing codons and extrapolate the genetic memories that aren't mine, Sophia would lose her Abstergo. Abstergo will come to me on their hands and knees. My name will be right up there with Warren Viddick's. Ana Metakida Minda. Too bad the Madrid facility got blown up. But I bet they'll build a new one soon. This one will be in Philly, and its lead engineer will be Leila Hassan.
Sure thing, Layla. Well, I think that about has us covered. Alright. Well, I do sort of enjoy the meta-narrative and how it ties the games together. How you sort of have to connect the dots for the references and so on. Some of them are pretty obscure. But yeah, sorry for listening to me reading emails for probably what's going to be the majority of the episode. But I didn't really feel right just skipping over it.
The Animus hasn't finished interpreting Ayat's DNA yet.
Fine, fine. What is it?
The snake. What if he was not the last?
Of course he was the last. They are all dead. Justice is done. If there's any question, Apollodorus will know. He knows all.
And where will I find this man who knows so much?
He is with Cleopatra. But find his man first near the Hippodrome.
Hey!
I'll tell Phanos that Gennadios is dead and meet you later.
Enjoy the Hippodrome. Don't lose all your money at the races.
All right then.
Τι συμβανέστη! Είδες, λέξον μη! Τι πλέον μέλους η ώρα μου. Άνθρωποι.
There we have the stairs.
Όχι! Βαξευμένο, νου έσχεται!
Sacrificing an animal.
Brightly shining one, Rocky Dilos hunter, Litos golden sun. How shall I sing of thee, brightly shining one, Rocky Dilos hunter, Litos golden sun. Light bringing Phoebus, I am but your lyre. Hear my oath, give me your song, I shudder with your fire.
Όταν η μορτά της πράξεως εγίνατο, ευκάρει.
How shall I sing of thee, brightly shining one, Rocky Dilos hunter, Litos golden sun. How shall I sing of thee, brightly shining one, Rocky Dilos hunter, Litos golden sun. Light bringing Phoebus, I am but your lyre. Hear my oath, give me your song, I shudder with your fire. Πράξεις σωτήρια, πράξεις ηρωικής, όλοι σε μιλούνε παραμετρική αστάθη. How shall I sing of thee, brightly shining one, Rocky Dilos hunter, Litos golden sun. Light bringing Phoebus, I am but your lyre. Hear my oath, give me your song, I shudder with your fire. How shall I sing of thee, brightly shining one, Rocky Dilos hunter, Litos golden sun.
That flute animation is not totally convincing in
shining one, Rocky Dilos hunter, Litos golden sun.
Really looks like he's just pretending playing.
Hear my oath, give me your song, I shudder with your fire.
Αγαθόν έστιχα τους πλησίους εκ βοηθάει.
Θηρίου ευόδημο παραγίγνεστε τάχα. Ούτης μορίας.
Alright, we'll head back down and then I think we'll call it a day with this episode. And then can progress with the main quest. from the next episode onwards. Let's see where it takes us. So again, thanks for watching. If you stuck through me reading emails and stuff, and if you share my interest in the meta narrative, and if you don't, I certainly don't blame you. I understand. But yeah, I think I'll call it a day here. So again, thanks for watching, and take care.